In a mansion of gold and silence, a young boy hadn't eaten in days. His father, a billionaire with everything money could buy, was losing the one thing money couldn't fix: his son's will to live. And then came a new maid, a woman no one expected to make a miracle happen. Sunlight poured through the tall glass windows of the Atherton mansion. Inside, everything gleamed, except the little boy's eyes. Ethan, only 8 years old, lay in bed, pale and quiet. He hadn't eaten in 3 days. Dozens of doctors came and went. Nutritionists failed. His father, Richard Atherton, stood helpless by the door. Enter Amara, a 26-year-old black maid, newly hired. Her uniform simple, her eyes soft. The staff whispered behind her, "Another one won't last a week." But Amara didn't hear them. She only saw the boy, frail, scared, and broken. Amara entered Ethan's room with quiet footsteps. The boy didn't look up. A plate of food sat cold on the side table. She didn't speak, just sat down near him, humming softly. The tune? Something warm. Something human. Minutes passed. The boy's fingers twitched. He looked up. "You're not talking?" he whispered. Amara smiled. Sometimes silence feeds the heart first. She didn't force him. Didn't beg. Instead, she began peeling an apple, slowly, gracefully, the sound of the knife filling the quiet room. For the first time in days, Ethan watched something without fear. Amara placed the apple slices on the plate. Then she whispered, "My brother once stopped eating too." The boy turned his head. "Why?" "Because he thought no one cared." Her voice broke slightly, real pain behind it. "What happened?" he asked. I reminded him that even broken hearts deserve sweetness. Ethan blinked. He looked at the apple again. And then, for the first time, he took a small bite. Downstairs, the billionaire froze when he saw it on the camera feed, his son, eating again. The next day, Richard watched Amara through the glass door. No medicine. No expensive therapy. Just kindness and music. She had brought a small radio. The boy and the maid danced slowly, laughter echoing in the once lonely room. Richard's throat tightened. He hadn't heard that sound, his son's laugh, in years. One morning, Ethan refused to eat again. Amara didn't panic. She simply took his hand. "Then we cooked together," she said. They went to the grand kitchen, sunlight spilling everywhere. Flour, eggs, sugar, laughter. They baked cookies shaped like stars. When the boy tasted one, he smiled. "Better than the chef's," he said. Richard, watching from the door, wiped a tear he didn't expect to fall. That night, Richard called Amara into his study. "I hired doctors, nutritionists, therapists, and none of them worked." "Why did you?" Amara lowered her eyes. "Because I saw your son as a boy, not a patient, not a problem. Just a child who needed to feel seen." Her words hit him harder than he could admit. Days later, the boy ran into Amara's arms, laughing. "Dad! Amara says we can bake for you." Richard couldn't speak. His eyes glistened. He finally said, "Thank you for bringing my son back." Amara smiled softly. He just needed someone to believe in his hunger for love. As sunlight filled the mansion, Richard stood watching them in the garden, Amara helping Ethan plant tiny flowers. He realized then, healing doesn't come from wealth. It comes from humanity. Because sometimes the simplest act, a meal shared with love, can feed more than a body. It can feed a soul.